All right, everybody, want to welcome to the first episode of Jay Johnson Unmuted. You thought it, but I'll say it. Just so you guys know, we are here. We are bringing it. We're going to talk about all kind of hot topics today. We're going to live stuff. We're going to see what's happening on the media right now. We're going to jump in there and see what's going on. Let's get it, folks. Absolutely. Everybody's hands go up and they stay there. Absolutely. Absolutely. You guys make sure you hit that subscribe button, come in, check in, see what we got going on. Just to let you know, Mondays, we're talking about business and finance, okay? Wednesdays, we're talking about fitness, life, mental. Fridays, we jump into the media to see what's going on, okay? Fresh episodes coming out Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. Make sure you check us out. We'll be there. All right, let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. So right out of the gate today, let's jump in. We come into the hot topics today. We want to find out what's going on in the world today. All right. So without further delay, we're jumping straight in here, right? We're gonna come straight to this thing. Come right in here. As you can tell, I've got 3 pages pulled up on the thing right now. We are gonna check out what's happening on media headlines, CNN headlines, and Fox News. Of course, you can't have CNN without Fox News, can't have Fox News without CNN. So let's talk about what they're talking about. Just going to jump straight in here. Let's talk about it. Bam! Chinese robots are learning Kung Fu. Man, get out of here. Okay? Absolutely get out of here. Is that really what we're talking about today? We really going to talk about Chinese robots and them learning Kung Fu. I don't even think that's something we should discuss in here and why it made it to a hot topic. I mean, let's be honest. So let's start with the Chinese robot that has better Kung Fu than most people. And yet it's impressive, but also terrifying because when tech starts replacing skill, movement, and even intuition, we're not just talking about jobs anymore, right? We're talking about our identity. You think your job is safe, you might want to think again. I mean, if we really out here with these things going ham on ya, look at this. This is crazy. Okay, so first off, I watched RoboCop, and then I watched iRobot. I'm just gonna say no. If I see the robot do that to me, I think we got a problem. We got a problem. 2 words come to mind: Goldberg. Boom. That's what we're talking about right there. So let's jump down to the next topic on here. What do we want to jump into? What salary do you need to be middle class in a U.S. state? That's a joke, right? Middle class, upper class, lower class. Interesting. So if we dive into this thing right here, it says a new study has revealed that how much you need to earn to live middle class lifestyle in every U.S. state, and the minimum income varies by $30,000. You do realize that what it's saying here is that the income varies by $30,000. That is the income of what most people make and some people make in most areas, okay, depending on where you live at. So how can you have that much of a swing? Let's see. Let's dive in a little bit further here on what this thing is saying. Let's zoom it in just a little bit. Boom. Here we go. So if you're checking out what we're talking about right here, where you would need between $66,565 and $199,716 to live comfortably. The Bay State is closely followed by New Jersey, $66,000 to $200,000. Do the people that write these reports realize what kind of range that is? That's like saying I need a decent first job and a decent second job, or an exceptional first job and a decent second job. I mean, when you jump out here and you start talking about these things, like where does the average person have time to do these things? And let's be honest. I'm going to tell you guys later on in the podcast, later on in what we're doing here. We'll dive into some of the things where we talk about 25 years of corporate experience that I have, and I can tell you a lot of this stuff is misleading because that pay, that money, does not come with time. I'm just going to be honest with you. It doesn't come with time. So, you know what? We're going to give this thing a thumbs down. You know what I mean? Because it's unrealistic. it's easy to jump out there and want to throw some numbers out and say something. Oh, here's a little cool feature right here. It says we can hover over and see. Let's hover over and see. Okay, buddy. Let's check out what NC's income map is talking about here. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I think this is garbage. North Carolina, upper bounds on middle class income, $141,000, 608. Median household income is 70,000. Just to put that in perspective for you, if you're making $141,000, you're doing well. Okay, I don't know what they want to define that as. Upper bounds on middle class. So $141,000 a year still puts you in middle class, and $70,000 puts you in the median range of wow. Yeah. I don't even know what we should say about this. But listen, you can comment down in the section below and we'll circle back around and we'll talk about it. Let's put that in the hot topic list, right? What do you guys think about that? What do you think about the fact that it takes $141,000 to just be in the upper bounds on middle class? That's upper bounds. So here we go. Lower, middle, upper, okay? Middle, 141,000, upper middle, not upper class, upper middle, right? So I guess if you're at $50,000, you're in the lower middle. See, I didn't realize that lower class had a upper lower class and a lower class, and middle had a upper middle and a lower middle, and upper class has a upper class. I don't know. Put it in the comments below. Let's talk about it. I think that's a good topic for us to jump into when we have live topic discussions and just dive into that one, because that's very funny to me right there. So let's jump back. Let's go back. Let's not get caught down the rabbit hole, right? We're just flying through the media stuff today. Let's see what's going on here in the media world. So let's see. Going down through here. Anything eye catching going on? It's funny. I see beta fish for sale right here. Interesting that pops up in my feed because I was searching for beta fish on my phone the other day. Wow. You guys make sure you check out my new book coming out, The 2025 Effect. It talks about all of these things. It's super awesome. I'll let you know when the release date's coming on that. So let's jump down here. Oh, here's an interesting one. Kohl's. Kohl's is closing 15 states. Wow, Kohl's is closing stores in 15 states. See the full list of locations. So that's what we're doing here, Kohl's. Kohl's is plan to close 27 underperforming stores this year. Here's an idea. You could be underperforming because you're overcharging. It's Kohl's. Might want to check the prices on things. I get it. Inflation's up. Everything's up. Everybody's using the same excuse. I can go buy dirt now and they're going to tell me there's an upcharge on it because of inflation. And I'm like, okay, I get it. Whatever. So, it's not shocking. Kohl shares a drop after reporting a Q4 losses. Listen, let's be honest. Here's another topic we might talk about later on, right? Stores closing because they're reporting a loss. I came from corporate America, right? And again, we'll talk about this later. But here's the thing. Don't be fooled by what they describe as corporate loss, okay? I'll believe you take a corporate loss when your corporate execs take a corporate hit, okay? Because your execs and VPs and CFOs and CEOs can't be still getting $1 million bonuses each year, but you want to talk about the stores taking a loss, right? So show me when the top takes a loss and then the bottom takes a loss. No, this is just what I like to call a hidden move. So sleight of hand, right? We take a loss so we can close stores so that we can keep getting the amount of money that we're gaining each time that we do it. I'm not buying it. We're not buying it. Okay, so we're going to keep on rolling through here, Cole. What would a headline be without bringing up Trump? That's a whole nother debate for a whole nother day. Let's see. Here's the real reason Trump wants to create economic chaos and why investors should be more afraid. I believe that should go back to the previous comment before then about stores closing and stuff. I mean, let's be real. The dollar could fall 29% against the euro before getting to the point where typical customer goods and service cost the same thing. Listen, I'm going to avoid the dig in on the Trump and the administration thing because I think that's a whole nother conversation that we have. And we're just kind of flying through some headlines right now. But if you want to have some discussion about what you think is going on right now, you put it in the comments below. You hit the subscribe button, and we will make sure we make it a point to air it out, and we'll air it out live if you guys want to. Because I think any debate that you're having about those things just raises awareness, whether it's good or bad. But I'm going to tell you this: bring the facts when you come to talk about it. Opinions, toilet paper. You can flush that. All right, moving along here. What else do we got happening right now? I tell you, we're gonna jump over here. Let's jump into CNN and see what's going on over here. Ooh, why don't we talk about LeBron James' relationship with Michael Jordan? What's the point? Everybody on a certain level is either acquainted with each other or know each other at some facet or point. What does it matter? You know, I saw a thing where LeBron James was on the Pat McAfee show. I mean, listen, I think everybody does everything for whatever they want to do it for, their own reasons, right? LeBron confronted Stephen A. Stephen A. said that he didn't want to talk about it. Then he goes on there, and that's all he's talked about, and it's this big thing. And then Stephen A. gets his big contract, which is great, fantastic. Make your paper, do your thing. LeBron's already got his paper. He's also a businessman, and he's also a father. So, taking off the businessman hat, putting on the father hat. Yeah, I get it. You got to do what you got to do. Now you all are just kind of beating a dead horse to death. If you be honest with me, like it really doesn't matter to me if Stephen A. and LeBron get along or don't get along. I need LeBron to play basketball. I need Stephen A. to talk about it. At the end of the day, I mean, most reporters and the people they report on have some sort of disagreement at some point in time. But to be riding this thing out for weeks at a time, I mean, it is what it is. How did anybody who's a father or parent, period, expect it to go when you bring your kid to work, right? Bring your kid to work day, people gonna talk and you're gonna have to respond. So I mean, it is what it is. And as far as him and Michael Jordan being friends, like, what does it matter? How does that affect you in your everyday life? What do you think? Michael Jordan's giving him tips on how to go out and be the greatest player of his era? Yes, I said of his era. That's another debate. I'm not getting into that either of who the greatest of all time is, because I don't think that the conversation can be narrowed the way that everybody tries to do it. So I'll avoid that. But again, if you want to debate it, I'll debate it with you. Put that down in the comments as well, and we can talk about it. You know what I'm saying? This is why it's Jay Johnson Unmuted. We can say whatever we want to say when we want to say it. Whoever likes it or don't like it, it doesn't matter, right? So, several Russians killed after tourist submarine sinks. A tourist submarine. Come on, America. Can't just get on a cruise ship like normal. Now we got tourist submarines. Like, we're out of control. It's out of control. Everything's out of control. Who charges the most for car insurance? That's a topic we can talk about. Talk about highway robbery. So let's get this straight. I'm going to pay into insurance every month for life. If I have a wife, I'm going to pay extra. If I have kids, I'm going to pay extra. And then I can go 15 years without having any accident at all, have a fender bender. Not only are you going to charge me, you're going to threaten to drop me, and then you're going to increase my payment by a certain percentage. But yet, here's the kicker. Why do I got to wait on you to write a check for $2,000 worth of damage or $5,000 worth of damage or even $10,000 worth of damage when I've been paying into you for 15 years, 20 years, 30 years with no accident, no nothing? Where's that money at? I didn't ask for you to pay for Billy Bob's accident that he had over there. I'm paying for my insurance policy. I'm pretty sure when I signed up for my insurance policy, I signed my name and my wife's name and maybe my family's name. And I don't even think you signed those names. I think you just signed your name and it covers your group. So if I sign up for my insurance that covers my group, how am I paying for Billy Bob, Stevie Joe, and everybody else out there having an accident? And then you want to increase my prices in that, you know? I think car insurance should be like Social Security, but if I pay into it for a lifetime and I've only used 3% of what I've paid into it for a lifetime, buddy, it looks like to me I got 97% of that coming back to me in a monthly check where you can start giving it back. Or if I get medically deemed unfit to drive any further, hey, and I haven't had any accidents, start paying me back. Let's debate it. Uh, let's jump over to Fox. What's happening on Fox? Mega Millions changes lead to now. Boo. Lottery's a scam. It's nice. People win. That's fantastic. Then they're back on the shows, broke again later. Which, by the way, if you win $1 billion on the lottery and you go broke, you might have deserved that. I don't know how you pull that one off. Here's how much to pay for a walk-in shower upgrade. Why is that on Fox News? Like main page here, right? Like why? How is that Fox News? How? How? Lord knows they do not wash the dirt off of nothing. I'm gonna leave that alone. Human Rights Council blocks watchdog. Look, Human Rights Council. We have one of those. That's a thing. Like, could have fooled me with all the inhumane things that go on out here in the country today. But, you know, okay, if they say so. Um, let's see here. Why Fox News is talking about McCormick dropping food dyes under the pressure of RFK Jr. Okay, buddy, this guy. Everybody on this team is creating wakes in ways that I'm just trying to figure out how is it supposed to be helping the average blue collar person. Doesn't really make sense about it. You know what we should talk about? Here's what we should talk about. Off topic. Here we go. I'm going to jump completely off topic on this one. Let's talk about the information leak. I just got so many basic common sense questions, right? You were sharing military tactics in a chat group. That's one. Two, you included the phone number of a reporter. How? That's not a mistake, people. That's not a mistake. Somebody wanted that to happen. Like, let's just call it what it is. I mean, I got group chats with friends. I got several group chats. Matter of fact, I got a bunch of group chats that I have. Multiple conversations with multiple people that are in those conversations. And somebody historically has always caught when there's a number in there that's not recognized in the normal group chat. You know, if I'm in a group chat with my family, my inner house family, which there's 7 of us, right? My wife and I and 5 kids. If there's an ace number in there, somebody catches it. Somebody's like, yo, whose number is this? Who's in here? Who do we add to the group chat? And out of the millions of random people that you have out there, how is it that the person who randomly got added to the group chat of the top secret conversation happened to be a reporter? Right? That's not a mistake. Somebody wanted that information to get out. Somebody wanted that information to be seen so that it could be talked about. Because if you haven't noticed, there's a perpetual cycle of let's blame you for something stupid that you did, make a big deal out of it, blow it up real big, act like nobody's going to do anything about it. And then next thing you know, somebody else waits on you to do the exact same mistake so they can say, see, you wanted me to go hide under a rock for this, but now you done it and you won't hide under a rock. Talk about it. Common sense, people. We've taken it out of the country. We're talking it. It's just terrible right now what it's looking like. But I don't think that's a mistake. I don't think that's something. And what you guys should pay attention to is while they got you paying so much attention to this leaked information, could somebody talk about what's happening behind the scenes? Because it seems to be that this group likes to do sleight of hand a lot. Here's something to look at over here while I pass something through over there. You know, so listen, we're going to wrap it up, right? Little quick hit for today, little quick hit we'll put out. I'll put the video out and then we'll put the snippets out on there. Listen, here's a personal wrap up and why this matters. Look, I know this content might seem heavy. Maybe some of it's light. but it's real life. And you don't have to be political to care, right? You just have to be human. That's what it boils down to at the end of the day, right? And if you're out here raising kids, running a household, or trying to build something meaningful in 2025, you kind of got to pay attention to a little bit of everything that's going on. This does affect you, and we're going to talk about it, right? You deserve the full picture, not the fluffy headlines. We went through and we touched on a couple topics, but what we're going to do is those things that you guys want to talk about, you want to debate it, you want a forum to get on to do it, that's what this is going to do, right? Jay Johnson unmuted, guys. I'm telling you right now, that's what we do. We bring it to you guys live. We're coming out here. We're going to talk about it Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. We're going to put out that fresh content, and then we're going to pick what we want to dig deep on, and that's what we'll dig deep on. All right. You guys check me out. Hit that subscribe button down there at the bottom right there. You guys know what time it is, and let's get it, guys.